kind of messy right now, if I'm being honest. So I'm a little sick. I'm kind of under the weather, so I'm wearing no makeup. And this is just going to be a raw and genuine video, and I hope that someone who needs to hear it watches it. So I'm a cosmetologist. I'm a writer. I'm a talk show host. Sometimes I'm a preacher. I mean, like, not really. Not really a preacher. I didn't go to school to be a preacher. The thing is that I've found that I have to practice what I preach, because if I don't, then it really means nothing. It doesn't really matter. I don't really know where I'm going with any of this, but I felt like it was something that I needed to say. I want to be a strong, independent woman who's comfortable with herself, who's comfortable in the skin that she's in. And sometimes I'm not. Actually, a lot of time I'm not. I'm afraid to speak up for certain things, and I don't always ask for what I want because I feel bad. And it's occurred to me, I keep praying over and over and over again. I say, God, help me be a blessing in someone else's life. Help me not have fear. Help me not have doubt and guilt. My friend Constance, she said to me a while ago, she was like, oh, Amanda, like, when her and her ex-boyfriend would get in fights, she would say, I don't deserve to feel guilt. And at the time I was like, oh, good for you. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized I don't deserve to feel guilt either. I don't deserve to live in fear that what I want isn't for me, or that I'm not good enough, or that I'm not smart enough, or I'm not whatever. I don't deserve to feel guilty for going after the things I want, for eating a really good meal, like all of those things. And my whole life I've tried to be there for other people. I've tried to save other people. And realize that I don't have the power to do any of those things. It all comes from God. I love this quote that says, pray as if it's all up to God and work as if it's all up to you. And that's something that I've really been putting into practice lately. We'll see what really happens. God willing it. God willing, you can do anything. As much as I want to be a one-woman show, even I know that I can't do everything on my own. We need people. We need interaction. That's why you feel so good after meeting with a friend for coffee or for lunch, and if it's a really good friend, if it's a really good connection with that person, you feel recharged and you feel energized. And so that's the thing that I'm learning, is I don't have to do everything on my own. I can give help. I can ask for help. You can't give what you don't already have. Self-love is important, but just because you don't have love for yourself doesn't mean you're not deserving of love from somebody else. I hope and I pray that one day I meet a guy who is my biggest fan and best friend. But until then, I have to be that for myself. And even when I am in that relationship, I still have to give love to myself. You have to give love to the other person, but you still have to give it to yourself. Sometimes I ask God, I'm like, God, like, I just want to get closer to my future husband. Like, let me just be friends with him. And I wonder why I keep falling for these broken men, and they love me with their jagged edges. And then I think, okay, well, I want a guy who will bring me closer to God. And then I realized maybe that was God's plan all along. Everything happens for a reason. You just have to trust it. Everything always works out, just not always the way that you thought. And that's why I cling so close to God, because I want to be so close to Him that I never allow myself to hurt the way that I've hurt in the past. And the reason why I'm so nice to other people is because I never want to make someone feel the way that I felt. And you have to fix what's going on in here if you've been hurt in order to love someone else properly. And the only one that can help you with that, because I've tried to heal myself and it doesn't really work, is you have to ask God. You have everything in you. You have the power to do that. But you still need God. And you still need to ask Him for healing, for spiritual healing, for mental healing. Pray for yourself. Pray for others. And so someone said to me, they said, my boss actually says, you're everyone else's biggest cheerleader. And if I really want to practice what I preach, then I have to be my biggest fan. And that's kind of my message. That's what I kind of feel like my life mission is show people what God is doing in my life. I come from a very conservative, very spiritual household. My dad would say to me, Amanda, did you pray today? And I felt a little control, a little restricted. I could never color my hair. I couldn't do a lot of things. And then it gets to the point where it's like, enough is enough. I want to do what I want to do, and I don't deserve to feel bad about that. You don't deserve to feel guilt. You don't deserve to feel fear. And the only way that you can get rid of those two things is through love. And I get it. Some people don't have a good family like I do. Some people don't have good friends or a nice house or all sorts of things. But what I said to my aunt today, because, I have family in town, and I said to her, I says, I don't think that anybody's ever more blessed than anybody else. It just all comes in different forms. And I want you to know that. I want people to know that. You don't deserve to feel guilt. You don't deserve to feel fear. And the more thankful you are, the more loving you are, the more powerful you are. You have to pray for things. You have to pray for yourself. You have to pray for other people. And I know that's hard for people who are like, oh no, like get that God thing away from me. But God saves me. He saves me every day. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, okay, well, what do you want with me? Where am I going? What am I doing? And I don't always know. But just the fact that you get another day is a blessing. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey, where you are in your life. It's a blessing. And that I struggle with, I'm like, well, why me? Like, what's my purpose? What's my calling? And it's a struggle and it's a fight. There's this quote, and I absolutely love it. It says, I love who I am because I fought to become her. And it's so true. It's like society tells you, oh, you have to look like this, or you have to be this, or, you sing and someone says to you, oh, you're a bad singer, so you stop singing. When I was a kid, my parents would tell me, Amanda, you're such a chatterbox. You try not to talk someone's ear off. So I would stop talking so much. And then I realized, like, this is who I am, We are who we are. And I want you to be who you are. And don't be afraid to be that. Don't feel guilty for doing what you were made to do. Love, like, female empowerment. I want to be a strong woman, but I also feel like sometimes guys need to hear that too, It's not always all about us girls, but we're pretty great. Yeah, so I hope you know that. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.